love story.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the Love Talk Show, where you can learn the intelligence of love. I'm James.
I'm Karina.
And tonight we have here a very special couple, Abraham and Halatash from Southall. Yes. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Great,
Welcome
great.
to the Love Talk Show.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, I remember you guys. I remember. That's why I asked you before the show. So you've been married for 1 year.
For 1 year now, yeah.
Nice.
So it was already complete 1 year?
We had our anniversary
on
on
the 2nd of January.
Yeah.
The 2nd of January.
a week and a half ago, yeah.
Great, excellent. Okay, so let's go, a bit back in time and check how,
Let's
where.
start with flash questions.
Oh yeah, we have to. Sorry, yeah, we have
Is
the
it not on?
flash
questions.
Okay, so flash questions, flash answers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so later on you can justify, but we need short answers now. Okay,
All right.
short answers.
So
So
let's start.
go ahead, Karina.
Who fell in love first?
Abraham.
Who's what happened?
You see?
Yeah, no. Oh, you told him. Oh, so you got a problem, Houston.
Abraham and you.
Wow.
All
Okay.
right.
Are you really sure about that, Abram?
Yes, I'm sure.
And you were sure that was him?
Yeah.
She did.
Oh my gosh. We don't want to cause a crisis here in the first, because they're celebrating the first year, the first anniversary. But okay, never mind.
All right.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Hey.
Who's more jealous? Okay.
All right.
We have an answer. We
Yeah.
have an
Okay, I
answer.
wanna understand.
Go ahead,
Who is
Karina.
more romantic?
I am.
She is.
Oh, okay.
Who takes longer getting ready to leave the house?
I do.
Oh, yeah. Leaving the house, yeah.
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 Who eat more?
Oh, he does.
Who drives better?
I do.
Who is more funny?
I am.
Sorry?
I am.
I am.
That was funny.
Both of
So
them.
both of them, they are indeed, they are funny. Yeah.
Oh
And
my
humble, by the way. Okay. Who takes longer to shower?
Yeah,
I
he
think it's
does.
me, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Who
Karina.
gets stressed easier?
I do.
Okay.
Karina, go ahead.
Who is more forgetful?
I am.
I didn't even say anything. I didn't say anything.
So as a confession, right?
I didn't say anything.
Who is more clumsy?
Yeah, probably me.
Yeah,
Probably
but
me.
I by the way that she look at you,
Yeah, probably
it had
me.
to be you. Yeah,
Sometimes she looks at me.
yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Who likes to sleep more? All right.
Do you have a draw?
No,
No.
definitely not a draw.
Okay, now we know who looks more. Let me see here. Who expenses more?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. Who likes to go out more?
I do.
You.
Yes.
Mhm.
And who's more organized?
Bit of both. Bit of both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a bit
Yeah.
of both. She's quite organized. as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. She's
Great.
quite organised. I have to give her that.
So let's go through these questions because very soon we will discover here who fell in love. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So Abraham and Halatash, tell me please how today who see you here? You guys, together, first wedding, first year, first wedding anniversary. But who see you here today? Maybe probably don't know the long way you have to walk through to be here, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, you, Abram, where you came from, how was your life before, getting to know the author of love?
All right. For me, it's like I came from, let's say, a background of pretty much. So before I came into knowing the author of love, my life was pretty much like a joker,
Mm-hmm.
like a big joke, literally. In regards to love life, it didn't really exist
Mm-hmm.
because all the things that I learnt is that, like, for example, as a young man, you can't go around saying that you want to get married. It did not exist in our vocabulary at that time. Even like before I had plans, to travel abroad and then just to experiment with different women outside. And that was like, let's say people have the bucket list. That was like one of my
Okay.
bucket lists. But obviously at that time I couldn't do it because I was too young. So I was like, okay, when I go into college, and then from college, from university, then you'll be more free to do whatever you want because now you're old enough to travel to do whatever you want. So that was like the sort of, let's say, vision that I had for myself, for my love life. And it made it worse with the things I was involved in, like pornography and everything that you're watching. It's like, obviously it's a distortion of what things are supposed to be. And because of that, it's like you embed that within your mind thinking that's how love is supposed to be, when in truth, it's completely the opposite. So that is how I came, with this kind of mindset. And because of that, obviously, I was stuck because you can't expect your life to move forward when you have like a back way of thinking. How is that possible? So literally just all of that, full of mess.
So back then in that time,
Yeah.
what was marriage for you? Let's try to talk to Abraham of those times. What he would say about marriage.
For me, it's like I never saw it in my family. I never really saw marriage in my family. If I'm not wrong, the only person that I sort of knew that was married was my grandmother at that time, and even that, it was on ropes, so if you know what I mean. So from my family, deep down, I don't think anyone was married. And those who got married, either the husband died young, and that was one of the generational problems that we had. Literally, the husband always dies young, and because of that, it's like marriage did not exist. Like in my vocabulary anyway. My dad was not around. I never really knew my dad in that way. I never grew up with him. I always lived with my grandmother. Obviously my mum. I grew up in another country. My mum was over here. So, in regards to, let's say, that family environment with, your father had been there, your mother had been there, it never existed. So that idea of, happily married or being in a marriage did not really exist in that way, even though we came from a Christian background.
And how could you have, a desire to have something like marriage if that was your reference about it? Looking at your family and people failing, in marriage, and also with your mom also, you alone.
The truth is, the word marriage didn't really come into mind. What came into mind is, to be in a relationship, well, as many women or as many girls as you could say as you want, just to try and, have fun and see how long or how far that gets you. But in regards to marriage, I don't think it even crossed my mind to say, oh yeah, I want to get married. And no, it wasn't part of it. It was just about just getting a relationship, and that's how far I saw myself.
Okay, and what about you, Halatash? How was your life before getting to know the author of love?
So my life before, I was someone that was addicted. I was addicted to pornography. I lived, when I got into a relationship really young, so around 14, 15, and I thought I was in love and everything. But it got to a point where, of course, we were young, so he couldn't support me in ways that I expected him to support me. Because I wasn't getting what I wanted from that relationship, I didn't end it with him. I cheated on him, went into another relationship. And then from there, my love life just started to spiral out of control. Like, relationships would last 2 weeks, 2 months, and then I just kind of just gave up on having a committed relationship. I just got into just getting to know people, but I would not be committed, and I have in my mind not to be committed to anyone because I always thought, I would get hurt. And when it came down to my family, from the day I was born, my mum was a single parent. They weren't together when I was born, so I didn't really have a relationship with my dad. I didn't really know my father. The examples that I'll see with relationship, I think, I don't want that for myself.
Sorry, do you think that the lack of your father, of his presence there, around, the lack of a reference of a proper marriage, a proper family. I'm not saying that you didn't have a family, but a full family like mom, daddy, and that, well-structured family.
Yeah.
Do you believe that the lack of, this well-structured family interfered in your decisions in your love life, especially starting your love life in this young age?
Yeah, it did, because I just felt like I wanted some type of love. And of course, at home, yes, my mum loved me, but I wanted some kind of affection
Mm-hmm.
from a male. And I believe by me going out so young to get into a serious relationship was because of that lack of male role model at home. And with my family, it's just there was no type of, you know, relationship with me and my mum. So there was a lot of, oh, I don't see myself being married. Within myself, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to be a doormat, because I always see things happening at home, and I'll be like, oh, I don't want to be a doormat. I don't want a man to treat me just anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
When I get into a relationship, I'm going to be in control, and that's what I did when I got in those relationships, because I think, okay, I'm not committed to you. They'll ask, okay, let's date, be my girlfriend. I'll be like, nope, because I wanted to be in control. So that's what will happen when I start to get into relationships.
I'm just asking about it because definitely we have now people that they are really young also watching this program. Perhaps, teenagers like you were before, 14, 15, girls and also boys, that they don't understand why they are failing so much in their love life. And, that's why I asked you that, because definitely that is one of the main reasons why young people suffer in love life, because they don't have a reference. I'm not saying that you have a full family, all the pieces there, that will be a guarantee that you have a successful love life. That's not true. Of course, everything will depend on my choices, but when I have at least a reference, something that I can admire, something that okay, I want that, because this is good. This is what I want. At least you don't have that, that's that excuse for you to use. Oh, can you see? That's why I don't know what is love. But in your case, was not an excuse. You were indeed, seeking, searching for
Yes.
being complete, right?
Yes.
Okay, then. So finally, moving just a bit forward, you came to the church. You had your encounter with the author of love, and how was this encounter? Everything changed. How was this transformation, Abram?
So when I came to the church, I think it took me like around a year and a half to really get myself serious with God. But the moment that I did, it's like because of the radicality of my decision, I did not waste time. Obviously, doing what I had to do within myself. But in
I'm
regards
sorry,
to,
but what do you mean by being radical with your decisions?
so decisions that I had to make, if there's things that I need to cut off, I wouldn't even think twice. Literally, I think the question that I always used to think, is this worth my soul? Literally. And sometimes you may think, oh, that's being religious, but at that time I think it was needed, because that's what helped me.
Yeah.
Because if I wasn't radical and I'm thinking, yeah, you can't be this, you can't be that, then I wouldn't be here today. So the question I would ask, is this actually worth my soul? Is the value of it worth my soul? So when I think within myself it's not, I'll cut it off. So with friends, if it's like addictions, like even time wasting, I had to, because I understood that, look, if I want a relationship with God, then it has to be all or nothing.
So that was the first relationship that you start to build here.
Yep.
Your relationship with God.
Yes.
Do you believe that you could have a successful relationship with your wife if this relationship with the author of love isn't working before?
I don't think so. I think it's impossible, because, like, for example, there are many situations where you have to think to yourself, no one is there, but I said to myself, look, God sees me. And because I know within myself that God sees me, there were certain things that I wouldn't do. And, like, for example, now I'm in a relationship. Let's say, for example, I go outside. She doesn't know what I'm doing. But I know deep down within me that even though she doesn't know what I'm doing, God sees me. And because of that commitment with God, I said, look, I cannot break that trust between me and God. So therefore, because of my faithfulness to God, I am faithful to her.
And what about you, Halatash? Did you also have to be radical like him, in certain decisions for you to come, for you to change? How was this transformation for you?
Yeah, for me as well, I had to be radical. So as I said, I was in uncommitted relationships. So straight away, within the months of me attending the church, and I understood the importance of having a relationship with God and what it is to have a relationship with God. I got rid of those numbers. At the time, I broke my SIM card. I stopped hanging around with the friends that will lead me to these kind of people as well, because I didn't want to live that lifestyle anymore. Because when I came and I heard the testimony and I saw people's life change, I really wanted this also for myself, because I was inside of me, I felt depressed, I felt sad, and I thought it was the relationships that I had. I thought it was having the guys to talk to, going on the dates, that was my fulfillment. But after going on those dates or be with those guys, I'll feel so empty. Sometimes I'll even cry, because when I came now to the church, I understood that it wasn't those guys, it wasn't those relationships that fulfilled me, that could fulfill me. It was actually God. And from there, that's why I made the decision to let go of everything that would lead me to those people.
This is really important, Karina, because we have here people that are talking about decision. And decision is the very first step for us to experience a transformation in life. And decision is to cut something off. It was something that it had to be done. It was not something that, okay, let me, decrease these, let me, little by little improving these or that.
Have to be radical.
Radical,
Yeah.
from the roots. It's not about testing the waters to see.
Yeah.
I had to just jump in.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's
Just
it.
Keep on going. That's
Even
how
you
it was.
broke the
The
SIM
card.
card. It's that that thing. People, they want the right thing, but they don't want to let go of the wrong things. So both of you have to make this decision first. So.
Good.
And how was about, because he also spoke about his relationship with God. Was that also a priority for you to start building a relationship with him?
Yes, it was a priority. As he said before, that in order for him to be faithful to me, he had to ensure that God is first. And it's the same. I had to make sure that God is always first. Even though that we're together, we're married, he's never above God. And the reason for that is because I don't want to ever see him more than God. So that's why I say that God is a priority inside of my life.
Great. Okay, so and how did the love therapy help you in this healing process, in this process of preparation for you finally to know that you were ready for a relationship?
For myself, it's funny because even coming to the love therapy alone was a fight in itself, because I thought the moment that you walk through that door, everyone would just turn around and look at you. Literally, that was the mindset that I had. So,
But why?
I don't know, Pastor. I don't know. So
But this was specific with the love therapy.
with the love therapy.
Oh no!
Not for any other service. Not for
Really?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Why
just
that?
on Thursday. I thought the moment that I walk into the doors, everyone would just stop and they would just turn around and look for who's coming through the door.
Yeah.
That's what I had in my
My
mind.
goodness.
Yeah, literally. So I think it took me, around 2 years for me to actually start coming to love therapy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because the moment that I came to love therapy, there was a purpose going on. I think it's like rebuilding the house.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, and that time I think we were talking about the windows, in regards to the vision, like your vision in regards to your love life. And I had it in my mind that, oh yeah, I'm not ready yet. When I'm ready, I'm going to come to the love therapy. But then when I came there, I understood that, look, it's not being ready to come to love therapy. What do you mean by when you're ready to come to love therapy?
The love therapy is for you to be
For
ready.
me to be ready. So literally, I had to learn how to change that vision. And for me, that was huge, because the moment I began to change my vision, I began to obviously see a new perspective in regards to my love life. And because of that, I was able to work on things that I needed to work on in order to be, be where I am today. Obviously, still learning. But yeah.
And how has the law therapy helped you, Halatash?
It helped me to change because I used to have this idea that, oh, he has to be from this country, it has to be this
Oh,
color,
no.
it has to be this height.
The impossible list.
I had a list that I learned that I didn't need that list.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, have standards,
Mhm.
know what type of to be a man of God and everything, but those things like, oh, it has to be from the Caribbean and all these ideas.
Are you from Caribbean?
Yes,
Where from?
Jamaica.
Okay.
Jamaica.
So
Jamaica, man.
I realized that I didn't need that list anymore, and also to rebuild myself. So inside of me, the foundation. So it was I believe it was the same purpose at the time of talking about the foundation, then the structure, then the windows, and then the roof, that we have to undig and remove roots from within ourselves that wasn't good. So earlier I spoke about, the being a carpet or being a rug or being someone that men step up on. That was something that was still within me. I thought I got rid of that idea, but I still had that idea within my mind. So it was impeding me from really moving forward in my love life, because I always thought, okay, I don't want to be treated badly by a man. Okay, he will be a man of God, but that fear, those doubts, those ideas. I learned within the love therapy to remove.
I believe also the misconception of submission, because women, they have this fear. I don't want to be submissive to any man, this thing. But when they understand the submission, it is a power.
All power.
It's
It's
a power.
a revelation.
Exactly.
And actually, God only said that to women. Just to bring some balance, because Abram, I believe now more than ever you are knowing that, because I experienced the power of a woman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was practicing my best.
Yeah, they are really powerful. So when God says for you women to be submissive, it's not for you to be here, like you thought, being the mat.
Yeah.
No, but it is for you to be here equal, because that's the idea, It's for you to be here in the same level. Of course, each one of you fulfilling your own roles, because it's like a gear. Imagine if you have a gear, how does it work? How does a gear work? It has, the differences. The different part has to complete the other. Imagine if the gear wants to work like that, I don't know if you know what I mean. That would be impossible. You get stuck. We go nowhere. So the differences complete each other. So each one here is doing their own job, fulfilling their own role. So this gear, start to moving forward, and things start to happen.
Work together like a team, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Abraham, go ahead, sorry.
No, I just read here one comment. I am not ready yet.
Either.
Maybe, I don't know if he's not ready to come to the love therapy, like the example. he
Yeah,
gave.
please.
I
Abraham,
don't know.
please be clear about
It's
it. I
better
know you
to
were,
help.
because I believe now you know that, because
I am not
can you see
ready
there are
yet,
people
yeah.
seeing also commenting here that they think they're not ready yet. It's one thing is to be not be ready for a relationship. Another thing is not be ready for the love therapy, because all of us, we are ready for the love therapy, right?
So
Because the
have
thing
to-
is, I thought coming to the love therapy means you're ready to get into a relationship.
Okay.
But you coming to the love therapy is you actually learning how you can become better, so that in future, when you're planning to get into a relationship, you can get it right. It's like I can't remember who used this example, but like, for example, you go to school to become an accountant. You don't become an accountant overnight. You have to go to the school first, study for how many years before you can become an accountant.
Yeah.
The same way you want to get married. Okay, you're not ready yet, but you have to start from somewhere, learn, so that later on in future you can get it right.
Yeah.
And even the tips that, for me, when I was going to love therapy, although I wasn't married or in a relationship yet, it helped me with my family and with my friends as well, and even my co-workers at work as well, how to build relationship with others.
Now let's find out here the mystery from the beginning. Okay, so you were already there in the love therapy, learning how to be a husband though single. You also learning how to be a wife though single. Let's now find out here the mystery. So how everything began? how everything began? Who who look at
Mm.
who first? How was everything?
Our one is very.
I know. I'm pretty sure that we
Yeah,
have two different versions
very.
here.
Yeah.
But okay.
It's a very interesting one. Mine is
Yeah.
the real the
That
facts.
your
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
it's
reality.
funny.
I want
It's funny.
facts, please.
It's funny because it was actually singles hour.
Okay.
oh,
I remember it's
Sorry. Can you see?
singles
Singles hours works.
Yeah.
Singles hour work. Go ahead.
so it was singles hour, and I knew days before, so I said to one of my friends, "Oh, are you coming singles hour?" And said, "Yeah," because obviously I didn't want to come by myself. I was like, "Okay, no problem, we're gonna go." Come Thursday now, I was like, "Nah, I don't think I'm gonna come anymore." So I was at home, and then I think I was feeling bad, so I messaged my friend, "Oh, where are you?" He goes, "Oh, my singles hour." I was like, "Oh my goodness, imagine." I was telling him to come, and then I'm at home, and I was like, "Do you know what? Let me just put on anything, let me come." So I came to singles hour in a tracksuit
Mm-hmm.
with my tracksuit bottoms with my jacket.
Oh,
Everything.
no.
Oh,
It's
And
singles hour.
and when I saw that tracksuit, I was like, nope, this guy. I hope today he doesn't talk to me or approach me.
But why? Because he had already tried to talk to you before.
No, well, I had my eyes
So
open.
he was so bad that when you saw him, okay, not him.
Because
Yeah.
everyone was, literally, I even felt uncomfortable because everyone was like nicely dressed, and I was there standing there in tracksuit. I'm thinking, Abraham, what the hell was going on? And it's funny because I wanted to come when the singles hour had finished, so that I can just go straight into the auditorium. But I don't know what happened that day. TFO was working magnificently. I arrived just before the end of singles. I was like, oh my goodness. I walked through the side doors, and then everyone was there. I was like, oh great. So then I tried to maneuver
Yeah.
myself, and then one of the workers in love therapy just saw me, and they were like, "Oh, Abraham." First of all, he looked at me thinking like, "What's
What are you
going on?"
wearing?
But then you're like, "Okay, no problem." And then obviously she asked me questions. She disappeared. I was like, "Please don't even."
Mm.
And then she came back to me. She goes, "I got someone for you to talk to."
Yeah.
And you know how guys are. You don't want to be like, "Oh no." I'm like, "Okay," try to be
Yeah.
like a big man. And then it said, "Oh, is that person over there?" And that time she was trying to hide behind the pillar. That
Was you
famous
trying to
pillar.
talk to him?
No.
Oh,
So
okay.
when she disappeared, she came over to me. She said, "Oh, what is your age?" And then she's like, "Okay, I'll be back." And then she went to speak to him. I didn't know who she went to speak
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why he's a mystery.
to. Yeah.
And she spoke, and she when I first walked in, I was the one that she was like, "I don't want to speak to this
Yeah.
guy." That's exactly the guy that she spoke to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we obviously we came together to speak, but because it was nearly 8 o'clock, I was like, "Look, we haven't got time now because of the time.
Let's
so
talk afterwards.
let's talk afterwards." So after the service, I think I took your number, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I took your number.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you were going to speak to the pastor first.
I said I was
and
going to speak to the pastor first.
Yeah.
She didn't hear from me for like a week or so, and then
And how was this week for you? Were you anxious or nervous?
Because when we spoke, it was just out of, just to be nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Just talk.
Yeah.
The guy with the
yeah.
weird jacket.
There wasn't any interest, I believe, from his part as well for each other. It was just like, okay, let's just talk and let's find out information about each other. But it wasn't like, this is the one. Why is he not
It
calling
was just
me?
casual.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
casual, yeah.
casual.
Mhm.
yeah. So then later on, I think after a week, we arranged to meet in Costa, and then just found out.
So you called her
Yeah.
first.
I messaged her.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, we met up in Costa, and then I think we spoke for like an hour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
It was
About
a good
background.
chat.
But you
yeah.
chose a better jacket this time.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had to redeem myself.
Okay. Okay.
So we spoke.
Was it better
Mhm.
this time?
Yes, it was much better.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we spoke.
And how was the first time you talked?
Interesting.
It was really good. I found
Mhm.
out a lot about him. I already had questions prepared in my mind to ask him, and we got to know each other a lot better because, as he said, it was just a really quick talk. So yeah, having that time at the coffee was really, we got to know each other a lot better.
On my side, I thought, because I took a number and stuff, let me just arrange something.
Mhm.
But then after that talk, I was like, oh, okay, that was a bit different.
So at first you were just trying to, okay, let me honor my word.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it was. But then afterwards, I was like, okay, that was a bit different
Mm-hmm.
because the conversation was really open. Like, you know, speaking like in regards to life in general. I was like, okay, wow, that was actually a decent talk.
And it was good because we were just open and we were
Yeah.
ourselves. We wasn't trying to pretend to be someone else.
Yeah.
We just,
That's very good. Being
Yeah.
authentic.
Be
You know, this is
authentic.
something we were speaking yesterday.
And also just giving opportunity to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gave opportunity.
Now
to talk.
imagine you if
What is
you
the
would
problem?
say, "No, I don't want to talk that guy because of his jacket." Imagine.
Oh,
Probably you'll be there in the singles hour till today.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
And one thing that I definitely learnt from the meetings is like we all have our list, but it's like if we're just going according to the list, like today we wouldn't be here today
Yeah.
because for me she was an ex and for me
he was also ex as well.
but because obviously from what we learnt we gave a chance, we gave an
To each
opportunity,
other.
you understand, to each other. We were able to, let's say, not necessarily go in the way that a lot of people would go, as in already had feelings for each other and so on and so forth. Our one, we had to literally learn how to really love each other from ground.
And that's amazing because in your case, then that's why maybe you were with struggling to find who fell in love first, because that was something that you built together.
Yeah.
And
It was
if-
natural.
Yeah,
isn't it?
natural. Yeah, it's a natural
And
thing.
I think it really helped us as well because we didn't like each other. We will dig
Yeah,
because I was like, I have nothing to
I-
lose.
I'm like, let me try to find something.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Yeah.
Questions. So I got nothing to lose. So let me dig. So because of that, like couple of like months, we were able to dig and really find out, you know,
You
how
finally
it-
found the the pearl.
yeah, literally. So no, it was really good. It was really good, and that whole process, literally, I wouldn't change it for anything. It was amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
And so after how long talking, you decided to start dating?
I
It
think that
was
was a bit
really
of a complicated one.
one.
isn't it?
Yeah. We
It was a
talked
com-
for 11 months.
For 11 months.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
didn't want to
11
talk about it. Just the
A
situation.
baby gap
Then,
there.
yeah.
More than a baby gap. 9
Yeah,
months.
yeah,
It's just, yeah.
It's just
11 months.
Just
yeah,
talking,
just
11 months.
talking.
But you know, that's good because at least, you know, during these 11 months, you are developing a friendship and,
Yeah.
you know, things that are very important ingredients in a relationship, right?
Yes, right.
So after 11 months,
Yeah.
okay, and who
Wow.
who took this step? Okay, let's start dating or something. Mm?
Go on.
Okay, Halatash, was you right? Making some pressure on the guy, saying, "Come on, let's date." What is the problem, Halatash?
The whole situation was complicated.
Okay, I know it is, but
Yes,
try to
yeah.
simplify it,
But
please.
it was, it was, I said it was him,
Mm.
but I also said, okay, let's, you know,
Let's take it forward.
let's go and speak to pastor now and see the process, what's going to happen from now onwards. But yeah, he's a bit more like, let's keep praying.
Okay. Oh gosh, the praying thing.
Let's think more about it.
But that's not during that 11 months.
Come on,
It
Abraham.
wasn't-
Come
it
on.
was It wasn't during, it was at the start.
Start.
Because I already had the idea that, okay, 3 months, after 3 months, you should know. So I was already like, 3 months, yes or no? And
Okay, who said yes or no?
Not 3 months as in.
we're trying to make it, should we
Are
start
we
dating
or-
or not? Should we
Okay.
date or not?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so I was asking, should we date or should we stop speaking?
And you were
now?
right. And you
Yeah.
were right because after 11 months, right?
No,
Oh,
no, this was after
3 months.
months.
3
Yeah.
months.
She
You.
was asking.
Yes.
But you were right.
Yeah,
Yes
of
or
course.
no?
You talk for how long?
Yeah.
And you wasn't sure.
Yeah.
At that-
that time.
Yeah, he
was-
wanted to talk more
Yeah.
to get him to.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Yes.
So,
And after?
So I think after, for me, like 5-6 months, and I was like, okay, no problem. And I think one of the key parts is there was one time that I traveled, and we
Yeah.
thought, okay, this is going to be a make or break, because at that time we were actually really getting to know each other, really getting to understand each other, and we're thinking, so now that you're traveling for like 3 or so weeks, how is our relationship going to be like?
Yeah.
But in that moment, literally, we found ways in order to communicate, to really like
Made
get
our
closer.
relationship stronger.
Yeah.
actually.
Mhm.
So
That time.
literally, it really like built us together. And then when I came over, I think then we knew that okay, do you know what? It's now
Yeah,
time
definitely.
to move forward with the relationship, and
And-
that's when we went to the pastor.
And then start
Yeah.
dating.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how was the dating time?
The
Because
dating-
now dating time is
Yeah.
is more, of course, is dating is to get to know, but it's
Yeah.
also feelings that
Yeah.
there must be
Yeah.
present there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, dating time was good. I mean, we used to go out. We went out a lot.
Yeah, to
We're
the
now-
restaurants.
Mhm.
Restaurants, cinemas, you name it.
Do you remember the first kiss?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You not like
If you don't tell us the story of the first kiss,
Yes,
we have to change the name here. Why not? Why not?
Oh goodness.
Come on, the first kiss. Just tell me where was the first kiss?
Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar
Trafalgar
Square.
Yeah.
Trafalgar Square. It's a
A
nice
lot of
place.
people.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people. The fountain, Napoleon up there.
It's a nice place.
It's a nice place.
Wow.
But you know, trust me, Trafalgar Square is a really nice place. Our first kiss was in a bus station. Actually, a bus
A lot
terminal.
of people.
Bus terminal, actually. It wasn't a bus station, a bus terminal.
Oh my
But okay, never mind. So, can you see? It was amazing.
Yeah.
Trafalgar Square. Oh, can take
What
a
is
nice
the problem?
picture. If I were you, that would gonna go there just to take a picture. The first kiss was here. No landmark. You know, one of those blue plaques that they put there. You know, London all
Yeah.
around, tell
Yeah.
the story. So that would be yours. First kiss.
Trafalgar Square.
Well, after dating, how long have you dated before getting married?
August,
Six-
isn't it?
It's about
Yeah,
6 months.
7 months. Yeah.
So you took
Oh.
longer talking than
Yeah.
dating.
Yeah.
Well, can you see they talk a lot. So it was
Yeah,
good.
Okay.
7 months. So I think we got what it was in
Got-
November.
We got engaged in August and got married in November.
Now, Abram, please don't tell me that you allowed her to propose.
Oh no.
Oh, come on.
No, I didn't. No.
But okay, how was the proposal?
Our proposal was actually different, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had the
Culture.
family, you know, you
Okay.
have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. So we had to.
Because you came from a Jamaican background
Yeah.
and
African. So,
Yeah.
Ghanaian.
so we had to do like it's like like a traditional like
Mhm.
Ghanaian style first. So then I had to go over to her house, which is really nice. I went over to her house with her family, and then it's like
And with your family.
and with my family as well. So my family came over to her family's house, and then we
Mhm.
approached her mom to say,
To ask.
you
Yeah.
know,
okay,
we've seen
Yeah.
like a flower,
Mhm.
following the
beautiful, like,
traditions and
yeah,
everything.
They want to take, yeah. So
Mhm.
that's the process that I had to go through. Then there, I went on my knees and proposed to her in front of everyone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
nice.
Really different.
Yeah.
A nice
Yeah.
tradition. Okay, 1 year wedding celebrating 1 week
Yeah.
ago, right? 2 weeks
Yes.
ago.
Yeah,
1 week.
roughly
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah.
And how is the wedding this because it's another life, right?
Yes,
Is there any difference, from being single?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
A lot.
100%. 100%.
And what is, for example, for you? Let Halatash speak 1st. The main challenges of now being a wife. Is a big of a title, right?
Yes.
I'm a wife.
Yes, it is. I had to get used to, because I've lived a long period of time by myself,
Mhm.
so I had to get used to having someone else at home with me. Yes. So
No
She's
problem.
learning.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
You know,
What is the greatest lesson you can say that you learned so far?
it's just to give
Mhm.
and don't have a thought like, he needs to do this back for me,
Mhm.
unless I won't do that again. Just give freely without expecting anything back.
And you believe that has been helpful for you in your relationship?
Yes, because with me just giving, he just automatically naturally give back.
Mhm.
So it does work in a relationship.
And how marriage transformed you, because you were the guy that you never had this in mind. So how is the husband's life now?
Oh, it's very different to obviously being single. Yeah, definitely a big responsibility now. One thing that I've had to learn a lot is in regards to, let's say, sort of being understanding, because like sometimes when something is not going like the way that I want it to go, I'm thinking like, why, like how come, like come on, what's going on? But then I have to be like, understanding, more patient to understand that, look, I'm Abraham and this is how I am, and that's my wife, that's Halatash, that's how she is. I can't try to make her into me. It doesn't work like that, because you can't have two Abrahams in the same house.
Yeah.
So
It'll be quite annoying.
It's about literally trying to find her qualities to be able to work together as one, and that's something that obviously I'm still learning. I've had to learn, as a husband, and yeah, it's amazing, because obviously I'm different, she's different, and when we're at home, literally it's nice, literally. Like, funny jokes. Even sometimes she doesn't even know that she's being funny, but I'm just there laughing.
I'm always funny.
So no, it's been
So
wonderful.
we can see here that the potatoes being mashed.
Yeah, it's
Becoming the
true.
mashed potato.
It's good. Enjoy
Amazing.
this phase.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, but what do you prefer? Because now you know the both sides of life, being single and being married. What is the best side of life?
Being married.
I don't remember being single.
That's really good. That's a good sign. That a sign that it's really working well. Okay, then thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Halatash,
you.
for
God
joining us
bless
tonight.
you.
God bless you.
See
Bye bye.
tomorrow. Bye bye.
The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.